few months ago, I started tapering off Kratom with the intention to stop taking Kratom, and this is my story. Hey guys, welcome to Joey Talks Life. My name is Joey, and on today's episode, I want to talk to you about why I quit Kratom. First, I want to talk about some of the biggest obvious questions that will come up in people's minds. Obviously, I have been a voice for Kratom education and advocacy throughout the last 4 years. If you don't know, my previous channel, Joey Talks, was deleted because of a lot of Kratom content. Now, what a lot of you don't know is that before my channel got shut down, I was already intentionally tapering down in order to stop taking Kratom. And I had a few reasons for this. Before I get into those reasons, I just want to say that I still am supportive of people using Kratom. I think it is very beneficial for a lot of people, especially those who suffer with chronic pain. I have no issue or problem with Kratom. My perception of it is the same as it's always been. It's just that I have entered into a new phase of my life where I needed to, in essence, get rid of everything that I'm dependent on so I can deal with a lot of my internal suppressed trauma and issues that I had been avoiding. Now, what led to my decision to stop Kratom was multifaceted. One, when I found Kratom, I was in a severe depression, and it helped me tremendously to get through that time. I think if looking back on life now, if I was to redo things, I probably would have used Kratom to get me through that time and then tapered off of it then. The reason is I didn't like how dependent I became on it. And this leads to the second reason for me, which I'm a deeply spiritual person. I've always had faith in Jesus and have always wanted to honor him and serve him my entire life, like ever since I was a little kid. And it got to the place where I noticed that I was going to Kratom to be my answer, my solution, my quote unquote savior in so many situations. If I felt anxious, if I felt insecure, if I felt emotionally undone or weak, like Kratom was the answer. And it had replaced what I had always known in my life, which was when I felt those things to go to a trusted friend or to go to God in prayer and ask for his help and be reliant on him. And so while I understand not everyone is a religious person or has faith or anything along those lines, that is what was a huge contributing factor in my life. And lastly, while I have taken short breaks throughout these 4 years of taking Kratom, I have never gotten off of it, like for an extended period of time. And so there was always a thing in the back of my head of like wanting to prove it to myself or actually going through the process so I could talk about it. And so while this channel is not going to be about Kratom, I am going to create a playlist that just talks about my experience of coming off of Kratom, how I did it, what the withdrawals were like, what to expect, some of the tips and tricks that I learned through the process of getting off of Kratom. But I will say the process of getting off Kratom was a lot more intense than I had anticipated. Because I have taken short breaks, that's what I was kind of expecting stopping altogether would entail, but that was not the case. The longer I was off Kratom, it seemed like the more intense things got. And I also recognize that it's not the case for everyone. Some people, they can stop taking Kratom after taking it for 3 years and have hardly any withdrawals. That was not the case for me. And let me be clear, I am not advocating or suggesting or wanting to convince anyone to stop taking Kratom. I am simply just wanting to share my experience, especially for those who do want to stop or want to taper down or want to get to a very, very low dose. I just want to be an available resource to talk about my journey and the things that I have learned, because in these last few months, I have been scouring YouTube myself, looking for viable information on helping me through the withdrawal process, and it was pretty hard to find. So my hope is that I can condense it down, make it very easy to understand and implement into the lives of those who want to taper or get off Kratom altogether. So this channel is not going to be about Kratom. There will be a playlist, again, where I talk about my process of getting off Kratom, and that will pretty much be all that is on this channel. Everything else that I want to talk about are other things that I geek out on, things that have really helped me in my life and my mental health and all those things. So things like brain supplements, nootropics, longevity, health and wellness, eating well, spirituality, and other mental health things that I have been through that I would love to share with other people. So just like Joey Talks, same is true on this channel. All are welcome here. And I know everyone has strong opinions and convictions, and we live in a world that is very, very polarized. But again, I just want to set the stage and say that we all are responsible for our own lives and the choices that we make. And there needs to be an honor and a respect for other people to have their own autonomy. So no attacking, no tearing each other down. I mean, we can voice our opinions, but do it in a respectful and honorable way for each other. If you found me again, I'm so glad you did. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with a friend, whatever. Feel free to leave me some questions or comments below. Like I said, I will continue on making these videos. There'll probably be 7 or 8 of them that talk about my getting off of Kratom, that process and all of that it entailed. So if that interests you, make sure you hit the little bell so you always get notifications from me and you don't miss out on any videos. Thanks again for stopping by today. Again, my name is Joey. This is Joey Talks Life, and I will see you on the next video.